real quick, I want to thank a fellow subscriber and a YouTuber for printing me these feet for the SbitX radio here with this 3D printer. They fit really good, and they're pretty slick, man. They look sharp. No sharp edges or any complaints about them at all whatsoever. G-Man's Hack Shack here on YouTube. Look him up. He's a cool guy. I appreciate you sending these my way, my friend. Thanks again from N7ECV and Doomsday Radio. Hey, so we had an SbitX show up damaged via shipping there. We're going to replace the encoder board. Hopefully it's fairly simple. Stick with me while a dumbass plays with his radio and some tools. Let's see if we can't get into this project here. Going to need a couple screwdrivers. The Phillips screwdriver is going to basically get us into the body and a few things on the chassis. And this little flathead will help us here with the screws on the encoder. We'll do our best to kind of walk everybody through it. You're also going to need, of course, the encoder board. As of date, what they're calling a sample of the boards is $99, and I'll show those off here at the end. So let's get started. We're just going to repair this SbitX. It was damaged during shipping, and should be an easy fix, I think. I've been having a lot of fun with this radio. The Raspberry Pi behind a ham radio transceiver is quite a joy, really. Still working out a few things. What I want on the Pi, basically, more than anything else, and what I want versus what's functioning with it, too. So we're going to gently plop the top there. Alright, we worked this out okay, everything should pan out for us. Well, I definitely get lost in thought and just kind of in the process of pulling this screen off and getting things pieced back together here. The cable for the encoder was holding up one bit of the process there. And then there's the wires for the power to the screen. And you also have the ribbon cable for the screen itself to the Pi, which is usually kind of a hard thing to configure. As you'll notice here, I finally figure it out after fumble messing with it for just a little bit. We did kind of prove to ourselves how hard it can be and how easy it can be all at the same time. Anyway, we're getting the ribbon cable disconnected here from the Pi and the screen. Kind of simple pulling it apart. You'll notice getting it back together here in a bit had me stumbling for a second. We did get it figured out and kind of knock it out pretty quick. At this point in time, though, we're just going to approach the encoders. They've got the flathead screwdriver. The small top encoder's got just one flathead screw holding it on, and you'll see there it came right off rather quickly and easily. Messing with this second encoder, I should have looked a little bit deeper. I figured it only had the one screw on there too, so you're going to see me fumble with this one a few times until what actually happens is I knock the first screw loose and it's still tight on there, and clues me into being a second one on there, so we get that one out of the way as well. But here you're going to watch me wrestle this. I wrestled the encoder for not paying attention and wrestling with that ribbon cable because I just didn't think the process through out. But we do get it squared away here and pieced back together in rather due time. The more I mess with them, of course, the easier I can play with them anymore. They are fairly simple, and as I've mentioned, it's nice to have a radio that encourages me to mess with. Here again, I'm fumbling with this thing because there's a screw in there still I don't even know about. So 2 screws on the bottom encoder, no need to rip it apart there. But we get it figured out and squared away and start moving forward. Anyhow, just a few screws to mess with on the encoder, and then we start actually playing with the board itself there. There's the first screws actually falling out, and I'm realizing what the heck's going on. And we get it moving forward again with our project here, one step at a time. Now we've just got to remove the little nuts that are holding the actual encoder itself to the faceplate there. Those were a little more than hand tight. I just kind of gripped them and was able to spin them loose. There's a washer on each one of them too. You want to make sure you pay attention to that. But we'll remove the washers and the nuts there and pull the encoder board off, and it should be a fairly simple task from there. As you can see, the board comes off and just the ribbon cable is all that's left with it. We get the ribbon cable swapped out and move on to replacing it with a new one. Okay, so the 2 boards in between, or looking at the 2 boards here, they're pretty much the same. They are marked, and it shows just on the top which piece is the top piece and which one is not. But they're basically just the exact same board. No version change on this one as of yet. Anyhow, they're marked there. The top would, of course, be where the small encoder knob would be, and also opposite of the microphone and headphone and key input. We're just going to replace the cable and get this top portion here to the top part of the faceplate and bolt everything back up. We should be good to go. we got those fairly tight again, just by hand, no big deal. I'd like to be able to access that again by hand without any tools if need be, but it's solid enough. And now that we know how many screws go into each encoder knob, we'll get that taken care of too. Here you're going to watch me fumble a little bit here with this ribbon cable. I just only done this one way, and it didn't even click that I was really doing it the hard way. You'll see here as I get things pieced back together. Definitely put the ribbon cable for the encoder back just to keep it out of the way off the edge there. And then again, you're going to watch me fumble fuck with this ribbon for a while, but figured it out. Pretty simple, really. You just push the whole face out, plug it in, and be done with it, rather than try to wrestle it right there in place. But you know, live and learn. Can't really blame anybody for trying. But we got it figured out now and can really get them whipped together, I'm sure. Anyway, let's see if this thing gets to firing up and the encoder button and the encoder knob work. Be nice to have this thing functioning again.
This is W7ANC. We're doing the roll call for the noontime net, and we are on P for Papa, P for Papa. O for Oscar.
November 7 Echo Charlie Victor QRP portable.
November 7 Echo, fill your call, please.
Yeah, Norway 7 Echo Charlie Victor, I'm QRP portable.
Well, you're coming in really good here to Washington State. How are you today?
Oh, I'm living the dream. About ready to activate a POTA here. I'll probably go up band just a little bit to start. You're 5x7, 5x8 here into Dry Falls State Park, okay?
You're a 5x7, 5x8 here in Washington State. What frequency are you going to be on?
I'll be up to 7290 for just a little bit, okay?
Well, by the time I'll run up there and try and catch you, or are we able to use this for your protest?
This could be a contact. Give me your call.
Whiskey 7 Alpha November Charlie.
Whiskey 7 Alpha November Charlie. I've got you 5959. I'll give you a park number in just a second.
Okay, I'm giving you a 5-8 that time. That was much better.
Okay, you'll have to excuse me. I don't have everything set up here, so we'll just call it. I'll be up at 290, okay?
Roger, Roger. Thank you so much for checking in with us today.
Thanks for being out here, and thank you for the good signal report.
Absolutely. We'll catch up with you in a bit. This is W7ANC, and we left off with Oscar. Oh, for Oscar.
Whiskey India 7, Lima Echo Echo.
I have a Whiskey India Lima 7, Whiskey India 7, Lima Echo Echo. Is that a Roger?
Roger. Roger, Roger, 7-3.
7-3, thank you for checking in. That brings us to A for Alpha. Okay, this is Whiskey 7 Alpha November Charlie. We're doing the noontime net. I will take anybody, anywhere.
Retech N7 ECV.
Retech, go ahead.
Yeah, this is November 7 Echo Charlie Victor. I've got you logged 59 into Kilo 3424, over.
Kilo 3424, Roger, and I've got you 5-8 that time, 5-8.
Okay, and I have Whiskey 7 Alpha November Charlie, is that correct?
That is correct, and I have November 7 Echo Charlie Lima, right?
Echo Charlie Victoria, Victor at the end, okay?
Oh, it's Victor. I can't read my own writing. I made that correction. Thank you.
Thank you for my first one. I'll be QSY 290. Thank you again.
Most welcome. Thank you. 7-3.
7-3.
Oh, the screen came back on. That's a plus. All right, all systems go so far. So it was this top encoder over here that would do the accessory buttons of volume and stuff. So let's fire up the software here real quick. Alright, so I'm on audio. We'll turn the encoder and I'll be doggone. So simple to work on, a dumbass can do it. I'm rather proud of that. That fixed it and it worked. So we're going to play around and see what other things we can do with the radio today. Alright, the SbitX is back up and running. I love having a radio I can project with and put back together. And another big thanks to G-Man's Hack Shack. G-Man, check this out, bud. There we go. How cool is that? Thank you so much for supporting the channel here with these fine 3D printed feet for the SbitX. I appreciate it, man.